shit's growing.
Anna, you ready? Okay. Good evening and welcome to the October 10th, 2023 council meeting. Clerk will call the roll, please.
Tauschak.
Here.
Herman.
Here.
Matzdorf. Here. Gilson.
Here.
Hildebrand.
Here.
Penquitz.
Here.
Shilsky. Nelson.
Here.
We have a quorum. Thank you. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving on to item 3, the consent agenda. The chair will entertain a motion.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a first and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? Clerk will call the roll, please.
Nelson.
Yes.
Hildebrand.
Yes.
Matzdorf.
Yes.
Penquitz.
Yes.
Tauschak.
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Shilsky. Gilson.
Yes.
Motion carried, thank you. Item 4 is our audience portion where we ask people to sign in and be recognized. You do the talking, we do the listening. Tonight, no one signed in. We do appreciate and encourage people to come forward and address the council. Item 5 is not needed. No items were removed from the consent agenda. Item 6, proclamation of White Cane Safety Day in the city of Plymouth, October 15th to the 23rd. We do have a proclamation, and the group will more than likely stop to pick that up during the week. That is on our website for those interested, and it can tell you a little bit about it. Moving on to item 7, new business. Item A, discussion of possible action on 2023-2026 strategic plan. Tim Blakesley, our city administrator, will give us a brief summary on that. Tim?
Sure. So as part of my work plan, 2023 to 2025, strategic planning was identified as a priority for council. So this past April, we signed a strategic planning agreement with CP² Consulting to help us through a strategic planning process covering 2023 to 2026. So just a brief recap, we did conduct some internal stakeholder meetings in May of 23. We had a workshop with elected officials in July of 2023, followed by some updates and meetings with staff in August and September of 23. Those quarterly updates will continue throughout the rest of the year. So the goal of this was provide a summary report of the strategic planning process for outcomes to use by council, staff, and the broader community, and then modify, if needed, the organization's mission and long-term vision and organizational priorities of council. So through the strategic planning process, we did identify 4 strategic goals for the community, for council staff moving forward as part of the plan. So that is efficient operations, financial sustainability, enhanced quality of life, and workforce recruitment and retention. So I'll go through those in a little bit more detail in just a moment. The planning process did include a draft vision, mission, and values, and I'll read those quickly. Again, these are just draft as part of the plan. If we want to go through them in more detail at a future meeting, I think we'd be more than happy to, but I think they provide a really nice sort of base for us to go on. The draft vision is a friendly small town where everyone wants to be. In Plymouth, all are connected, cared for, and able to thrive in a beautiful, safe community that values opportunity and a high quality of life for all. The draft mission is, our mission is to support a high quality of life for the city and build long-term sustainability for the future. We continually improve by engaging our community, leveraging partnerships, maintaining high-quality city staff to provide our community with safe and cost-effective services. The core values identified were respect, integrity, safety, community, honesty, openness, fun, and innovative. So as part of the strategic planning report, staff did work through to come up with strategic initiatives as part of our strategic goals. So as part of efficient operations, developing and an infrastructure improvement plan to meet future demands. And I think as part of this, as we move forward, a lot of our 2024 budget is incorporating a lot of these elements already. And I think that was an encouraging, I encouraged as part of staff to really work strategic recommendations into the budget moving forward. Develop a infrastructure expansion financial plan, create a street improvement strategy, developing a comprehensive technology strategy, and then developing an outage management strategy. And some of those are already underway as part of our 2024 budget. As part of financial sustainability, creating a closure strategy for the existing TID, that's obviously going to be upcoming. Updating our comprehensive financial policies based on GFOA guidelines. That is something that we did back in 2015. It likely needs to be relooked at based on guidelines. Those change, on a yearly basis. So it's coming down the line. Creating a levy strategy moving forward, a TIF strategy, a key sites development plan, and a new RLF marketing plan for our new revolving loan program. As part of enhanced quality of life, developing a comprehensive housing strategy. I think that's something our housing committee is going to be working on and is working on now. Developing a key sites marketing plan. We have a number of city-owned sites in the community, and likely it'd be better if they're not on our books, but a future developments book. So creating a marketing plan for those and getting future development on those sites. Creating a public safety training program. That's something the police is going to be working on over the next 3 years. Web-based city newsletter. Anna is going to be helping with that. It's going to be a process that may take a year or two to get get started, but definitely going to be hopefully starting in the next year. And then developing an outreach strategy, whether that's coffee with council or coffee with city administrator or coffee with department heads. We'll kind of kick that off, see how it goes, and then kind of continue that to just keep the community informed. That's one of the things we heard was increasing community engagement moving forward. Workforce recruitment and retention, that was obviously our fourth strategic goal, very important. I think our staff are really the key here in Plymouth. Updating our hiring practices and procedures, implementing a referral tracking system, creating an employee satisfaction survey, improving our benefits and creating a benefit enhancement strategy to retain employees, and then creation of an employee recognition program. So I sent the full document to council several weeks ago, or maybe a week and a half ago, to provide some additional time for review. Obviously happy to answer any questions. I think the strategic plan we have in front of us as proposed is achievable over the next 3 years. I think there's some stretches in there, but again, this is a plan that's supposed to be revised and edited as needed. So if something becomes, more important in the next year or two, we can change that in the plan and move forward. So staff does recommend adoption of the 2023 to 2026 strategic plan. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Tim. The chair will entertain a motion so we can discuss.
I make a motion to discuss the strategic plan.
I'll second.
And so I guess just clarification, the motion would be to adopt the strategic plan. And I think that's what Crystal was about.
Yes.
We
Okay.
adopt and discuss.
Yeah, I make a motion to adopt and discuss the strategic plan.
I'll second that.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? I'm sure there's a lot more to come, and
Yes.
things can always be modified and or adjusted as we go forward, but I think the layout is the basis for the direction that we want to go.
Correct.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I think the goal was to create a plan, this first strategic plan for the city of Plymouth, something that's achievable, but also something that sort of gives us a little bit of stretch and room to grow.
Greg?
Yeah, I just didn't understand why certain cities were used for a mission statement or examples were used on the one meeting I did sit on. Just seemed to me other cities could have been used that were more comparable than some of the big, huge southern cities that were used in what done well, I would rather have seen other cities, and I don't know why they were picked or why they were used. And I just don't support in changing the mission statement right now. I don't know why we had to change the mission statement from what we had to what it is, and I understand that people want to move on and want to do things, but, you know, I just didn't understand some of that, which way it went. And I tried reading through it, and it just, some of it just didn't make sense to me.
I thought the vision statement was really good. And, you know, the words that I picked out of that was where people would want to be. I think, you know, when we make decisions up here, I think we kind of keep that in our mind. And this says that we want industry to be here because they want to be here. We want people to live here because they enjoy the quality of life here. So that struck me as kind of the highlight.
Tim, this draft mission is what we came up with as a group, right?
So it was, we kind of had that, as part of our workshop, we came up with different ideas of various mission and vision statements, and then our consultant helped sort of consolidate that into the one that's before us.
I thought we did a good job drafting a mission statement.
I think it represents Plymouth as a whole and how we want to be moving forward.
I think it's a big picture.
Yeah.
And it certainly is something that can be flexible as things come to the surface. Any other comments? I think the objective is to try to move forward and keep the ball going here. And it's never perfect, but at the same time, I think it's a building process. Does that sound fair?
I think that's fair. I think we're always striving for continuous improvement.
Yeah.
So this is our first strategic planning statement?
Yeah, first official sort of strategic plan. We had some vision and mission statements previously, but we never had a plan with goals and outcomes moving forward.
See if it sticks.
We'll report back.
Yeah.
And I think if people want to use business as a model, that government should work like business. Businesses have a strategic plan. They want to know what direction they're going in, and we should too, I think.
Any other comments? Do you want we got a first and a second, as a general purpose direction, a affirmative yes vote would be to
Correct.
keep working
Yes.
in
yes.
that direction.
Yep, that would direct staff to work toward the project outlined in the strategic plan, include them in future budgets and future items before council.
Okay. Any other questions? Otherwise, clerk will call the roll.
Herman,
Yes.
Matzdorf,
Yes.
Shilsky, Penkwitz,
Yes.
Gilson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes,
Tauschek,
Yes.
Hildebrand.
No,
Motion carried, thank you. And again, things can be tweaked, because that's part of going forward. So it's not in concrete, but at the same time, I think it puts a marker out there for us to work on. Thank you. Moving on to item 8, Chair will entertain a motion to go into closed session for the following: pursuant to Wisconsin Statute 19.85, paren 1, paren C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility regarding 2024 employee compensation and finance director position, and
I saw.
That's what Walmart provides. Holding.
Wait for Gary. For the record, we're now back in open session. Any discussion and action on closed session? If there is any, Chair will entertain a motion. Hearing none, the Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second motion to adjourn.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
It's so frustrating.
My ankle somehow. Ankle, yeah.
And what do you do?
So a lot of walking. So it was in
And
the
the answer is